Paris of the East, the whore of Asia, Shanghai. Hello and welcome to Z. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon. Let's feel the beauty of Shanghai together. Shanghai. In the People's Republic of China, Shanghai is considered to be one of the 4 directly managed municipalities, PRC. The Huangpu River flows through the middle of the city, which is located on the southern estuary of the Yangtze River. Shanghai is the most populous urban area in China with a population of 24.89 million as of 2021, with 39,300,000 inhabitants living in the Shanghai metropolitan area, the most populous city proper in the world, and the only city in East Asia with a GDP greater than its corresponding capital. In addition, Shanghai is the most populous metropolitan area in the world. It was projected that the Greater Shanghai metropolitan area produced a gross metropolitan product, nominal, of almost 9.1 trillion renminbi, $1.33 trillion, in 2018. This figure was higher than the GDP of Mexico, which was $1.22 trillion and ranked 15th among the world's top economies at the time. The port of Shanghai is the busiest container port in the world. Shanghai is one of the world's major centers for finance, business and economics, research, education, science and technology, manufacturing, tourism, culture, dining, art, fashion, and sports. The port of Shanghai is also one of the world's most important transportation hubs. The Shanghai Hongqiao International Airport and the Shanghai Pudong International Airport are the 2 international airports that serve the Greater Shanghai metropolitan area. The Shanghai Hongqiao International Airport is the busier of the 2. In 2019, the Shanghai Pudong International Airport was one of the world's 10 busiest airports in terms of passenger traffic. Shanghai was founded as a fishing village and market town, but it quickly rose to prominence in the 19th century as a result of both local and international trade, as well as its advantageous port location. After the First Opium War, the city was one of 5 treaty ports that were required to open their doors to European trade. In the years that followed, both the Shanghai International Settlement and the French Concession were constructed. After that, the city thrived, eventually turning into a key commercial and financial hub of Asia sometime in the 1930s. The city was the setting for the decisive Battle of Shanghai, which took place during the Second Sino-Japanese War. After the war, trade was restricted to other socialist countries, and the city's significance on the global stage shrank as a result. This took place in 1949, when the communists took control of the mainland. In spite of this, modern trade began in the newly established PRC in the late 1940s and early 1950s, and Shanghai officially became one of the largest and most important cities among communist governments before the economic reform in 1978. This occurred before the economic reform in 1978. The economic reforms that had been implemented by Deng Xiaoping a decade earlier resulted in an aggressive rebuilding of the city, particularly in the Pudong New area, which assisted in the return of finance and foreign investment. This took place in the 1990s. Since then, the city has re-emerged as a hub for international trade and finance. It is the home of the Shanghai Stock Exchange, which is one of the largest stock exchanges in the world by market capitalization, as well as the Shanghai Free Trade Zone, which was the first free trade zone in mainland China. Both of these are located in the city of Shanghai. The Globalization and World Cities (GAWC) Index assessed Shanghai's financial district as the third most competitive and largest in the world in the year 2020, behind only New York City and London. This ranking placed Shanghai in the Alpha Plus, Global First Tier, category of cities. It has the fifth largest scientific research output of any city in the world, the fifth largest metro network of any city in the world, the fifth highest number of billionaires of any city in the world, the fifth largest number of skyscrapers of any city in the world, the fifth most Fortune Global 500 headquarters of any city in the world within its city limits, and highly ranked educational institutions such as Pudong, Shanghai Jiaotong, Tongji, East China Normal. The showpiece of the rapidly growing economy in China is often referred to be the city of Shanghai. The city is well known for its Lujiazui skyline, museums, and historic buildings like as the City God Temple, Yu Garden, the China Pavilion, and skyscrapers along the Bund, which include the Oriental Pearl TV Tower. It also features multiple architectural styles such as Art Deco and Shikumen. In addition to its sweet cuisine, Shanghai is renowned for the distinctive local language as well as its dynamic cosmopolitan flavor. The New Development Bank, a multilateral development bank established by the BRICS states, has its headquarters in Shanghai, an important international city. Shanghai also plays host to more than 75 foreign representatives, the second highest number after Beijing, as well as numerous national and international events each year, such as Shanghai Fashion Week, the Chinese Grand Prix, and China Joy. Beijing is home to the most foreign representatives in the world. Shanghai is the city in the world that brings in the most revenue from tourism. It also has the seventh largest concentration of five-star hotels and is home to the third tallest building on the planet, the Shanghai Tower. In 2018, Shanghai played host to the first China International Import Expo, CIIE, which is recognized as the world's first national-level expo focused on imports. 2019 marked Shanghai's debut as a member of the UNESCO Global Network of Learning Cities. An overview of Shanghai's past. Over the course of more than 1,000 years, Shanghai has developed in a manner that is strikingly similar to that of modern China. During the late Qing period, 1644 to 1912, Shanghai developed into one of the most important commerce ports in China. Prior to this time, Shanghai was a tiny agricultural village. The city was administered and practiced by foreign diplomats under the policy of extraterritoriality, despite the fact that it was officially considered to be part of China. Since the economic reforms of the early 1990s, the city has flourished, becoming one of the most important financial centers in Asia and the busiest container port in the world. Facts about Shanghai that you probably didn't know. 1. The word Shanghai literally translates to on the sea, which is fitting considering the city of Shanghai is situated at the mouth of the Huangpu River. 2. The population of one single metropolis is greater than that of the entire nation of New Zealand. The population of Shanghai is over 5 times as huge as that of Beijing, with over 23 million people. 3. The people who were born and raised in Shanghai speak a language known as Shanghainese, which is incomprehensible to Chinese speakers from other regions. 4. Due to the fact that thousands of Jews escaped to Shanghai from Europe during World War II, Shanghai is home to a substantial Jewish community. Take a walking tour of Shanghai's Jewish district to learn about the city's interesting history and culture. 5. On the weekends, hundreds of parents from Shanghai make their way to the marriage market at People's Square in the hopes of finding acceptable partners for their children. 6. In Shanghai Opera, as opposed to Peking Opera, female performers typically take on both male and female roles. 7. KFC is absolutely blowing up in popularity in Shanghai and all of China. In 1989, 5 years before the opening of the first McDonald's restaurant in the city, the brand fried up its very first batch of chicken in Shanghai. 8. The Pudong International Airport in Shanghai was modeled after a flying seagull by French architect Paul Andrew, who was responsible for the project. Additionally, it is a stop on the maglev, which is the world's fastest train. 9. If we look at the number of people living inside the boundaries of the city, Shanghai is the most populous metropolis on the planet. 10. There are only 0.5% of people in Shanghai who are not Han Chinese. This number includes people who have lived in Shanghai from other countries. This is all for now. Thanks for being with us.